Hey guys, how are you? It's Tara Stiles. Hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Welcome to another edition of Ask Tara Tuesdays. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me under the sun: yoga, food, meditation, living in New York City, traveling to LA, Illinois, anything that you think would be a good conversation starter. And if I don't know the answer, I will try to find out for you. I will search on the internet, or I will ask friends and people like that. So every Tuesday I put up on the Facebook page a query for questions sometime in the mid-morning after the morning class at Stroll Yoga, and hopefully some good questions pop up. And I did that this morning, and here we go. So I'm going to dive right on in. There's a bunch of questions, I think 30 questions here so far. I'm going to cut myself off at 10 minutes and then probably make a second video too. So anyway, that's too much information for you guys probably. So here we go. Paula, okay, I'm going to butcher this last name. I'm really bad with last names. Paula Capodistrias. Paula Capodistrias. Is that right? I'm totally sorry if I butchered that. Please correct me, make a video, and let me know how to say your name correctly. Okay. I like to know some good tips to get my 4-year-old into yoga. Aw, he likes to copy some postures, but he loses interest fairly quickly. Is there any fun and easy postures that he could benefit from and have a good and healthy time with mama? Of course, that's such a good idea. So kids are naturally amazing at yoga. A lot of the yoga poses kids do naturally. Plow pose in class when you bring your feet over your head before you do a shoulder stand, if you're just opening up the neck and back. Great for that. Kids do that naturally all the time. Kids do bow pose all the time naturally. Kids do downward dog. So I would stick with the really fun ones. Try more balancing things where you can be things in nature, like tree pose is classic, really fun for kids pose. You can see how long you can balance on one leg, maybe make your branches a different way, reach the arms up, out to the side, the breeze can come through. You can say, what happens when it gets windy? What do you do then? Oh, it's a little bit windy, and make sure you do the other side. A bow pose is really good when you're lying on your belly. Bend the knees and gently press your feet into your hands. They can open up their back. That way kids are really back bendy, so that's really fun. They feel really usually accomplished when they can do stuff like that. Back bends, you can spot the little guy under his back, have him lie on his back, bring his hands right by his ears, and real gently ask him to straighten his arms and lift up through his chest. Just real easy there. You can always just hold around his back, make sure he doesn't, pop anything like that, go too fast, just go real easy. Usually kids are very flexible and malleable, and they come down when they're ready to come down anyway, so they don't have all of the psychological blocks sometimes that we have in that stuff. And, standing up and down from back bend is good too. You can just hold him under his upper back there and gently up and down like that. And hands ends are good too. Just make sure he keeps his arms straight. You can walk around like a wheelbarrow. That's a good one too, sort of yoga inspired. And from wheelbarrow, just pick his legs up in a handstand, maybe flip him over into a wheel. Make sure you're holding on so nobody breaks anything. Good carpet is a good place to start there. So yeah, I definitely have had a lot of fun with yoga with my nieces and cousins' kids and all that stuff. So yeah, that's a good time. So yeah, hopefully I can grab a kid around Christmas when I go visit my family and make a nice fun video with that. So we'll see if I can pull it off. All right, next one. Mandavi Sharma. And how many days, weeks, months of a year, or months of a regular, read 5 days a week. Okay, got it. Yoga practice does one begin to see any results in weight loss or toning or inch loss? Okay, results. We're talking about results. Actually, it's all about being regular, practicing regular every day, even if you do 10 minutes. So if you do an hour one day, next day you feel sore, just get up, do something, even if it's a half hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's really important to keep regular. Once you do, I've seen people that come to Strala, come to our classes every day. We have the strong classes. They're obviously more strong, more physically challenging. We emphasize finding the ease through all of those movements, whether you're doing something relaxing, restful, or something more challenging. When you move with ease, you can do a lot more with a lot less effort, and your body is also going to work efficiently. You're not going to get injured. Your mind's going to get super calm. You're going to get more connected to your intuition, your creativity, all of that stuff. So we mix the strong classes, which are more energetic and more of a you could say workout, you sweat a lot more. And then we have the relaxed classes, which are also fantastic for your body and mind, getting everything working together in a nice meditative state, also reprogramming your brain and your mind-body connection to want to keep that state through the rest of your life when you're not simply just practicing yoga, doing downward dogs on your yoga mat, things like that. So the more you practice, the more you'll retrain your system that keeps you doing everything else in your life that actually also contributes to the shape of your body, the inches of your body, and things like that. So food is also a huge, huge, huge component. Doesn't matter how many downward dogs you do. Doesn't matter how many calories you burn. I'm really tired of the calorie counting and the portion control and all of that. I really hope that gets abolished in the next few years with the new evolution of thinking about health and multifactorial issues of health and all the things that go into it. And it's simply a lot more thorough than calories in, calories out. That doesn't mean you can eat all of the food that you want. It just means to think more about the inches in your body and your physical exterior from a more holistic, more internal perspective, and paying attention to what you're eating, what kinds of foods you're eating, what you're thinking while you're eating, what frame of mind you're in while you're eating, and also what you're doing all the other times of your life, your thoughts, and also, of course, practicing yoga regularly. So, give it a couple weeks, give it a month, see what happens, but just if you're not seeing the results you like, calm down, breathe fuller and deeper. And I know it sounds like a little bit of a maybe non-linear path, but the more relaxed you are, the more you'll get. So you get more by working less, if that makes any sense at all. So the easier you can be in your body and mind, the more is going to happen for you. If you push and force and push and force, you're just going to break yourself. You're going to break your mind. You're going to break your body, and you're not going to get the results you're looking for. So be easy, work efficiently, and it'll happen, awesome, right? You'll feel great. So keep going with that. All right, I went off on tangents already. 7 minutes, 34 seconds. It's only 2 questions. Okay. Sherry Osborne. Hey, Sherry, what's up? I've dealt with anxiety and panic attacks for years. Since I started doing yoga, I've been able to get pretty good handle on it. It's not as awful as it used to be. I still get in a bit, though, and was wondering if you have any tips for dealing with panic or anxiety in a public place that's fairly discreet. Gotcha. I do alternate nostril breathing. I was just going to say that at work sometimes because it's pretty discreet, but would love to know what else I could quietly try without drawing a lot of attention to myself. Thanks. Great. So alternate nostril breathing, that's one thing to do. Simply closing your eyes, breathing in for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, breathing out for 4 counts, and then repeating that. If you get really comfortable with that, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, out for 4, and then holding out for 4, a lot of people find it's harder to hold empty than holding full. I find it for myself too. It's just a lot easier. You hold, and then when you exhale, it's a lot harder to have that empty feeling where you don't have any air in your body. So that helps you deal with anxiety. Hopefully, it works for a lot of people. Military also uses that. That's top secret information. I don't think I was supposed to say that, but no, it's not top secret information. But breathing techniques are much more universal than we may think of our perceptions of mysterious yoga breathing techniques. They're used across a multitude of platforms in business, in military, in Eastern arts, in Eastern practices, in ballet, and everything. So here's my text messages. But yeah, the breath is what it's all about. And kale. The breath and kale. I'm just kidding about the kale, but no, kale's good. Okay, Catherine Alloway. Okay, 9:23. One more. Hey, lovely. I teach yoga to kids and would like to add a 5-10 minute of yoga to their 1 hour PE time. Any tips? Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes of yoga. That's great. Simple sun salutations is an awesome thing to do to get kids in a habit of moving, finding their own rhythm with everything, and also they feel like they're really doing something. Everybody feels like you're doing something when you're doing just very simple sun salutation. So inhale, lifting the arms, exhale, folding forward, inhale, looking up to a nice flat back, press your palms, step back to a plank pose. You can have them lower down all the way instead of do that half push-up thing. It's going to be kind of a little bit challenging for little kids. So all the way down, lift up to a nice upper dog, open up the chest, then tuck the toes, downward dog. So I would take them through that a few times, even lead it through them a few times, 4 or 5 times, and see if they can go on their own for a little bit. That might be really fun to have them kind of vibe off of each other and really incorporate the breathing so they can really feel internally that it's coming from the inside instead of just physical moves from the outside in. So if you can communicate that, they will, I think they'll just love you forever, and they'll be calling you up when they're 40 and they're having all their successes in their lives, and they're saying, I'm really coming back to that time when I was a little kid and I was in your class and I was feeling and moving and breathing, and I just connected to my own sensibilities, my own intuition, and I used that through my whole life. So I have teachers that have helped me connect to that in that ways and also encourage me. So I think that's a huge, huge gift, that if you can give that, that's a huge difference. So let me know how that goes too, if that works, just a simple sun salutation. Okay, one more. Charlie Karna. Hi, Tara. Hi, Charlie. How do you deal with a stressful situation? I'm not getting along very well with one of my colleagues, and quite often I'm getting so mad that every part of me becomes so tense, and I will even stay up all night. Oh, that's not good. Just because I'm angry. I tried to take some time to breathe in my break or going before bed, but my mind and thoughts just keep on going. Is there anything you could suggest to me? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything that you could, sort of think about to put it in perspective, I don't know the exact situation of what's going on with your colleague at work and things like that, but if there's anything that you can actually do physically or change in your work environment to, if it's a confrontation with this person, or if it's just, if they're just being annoying, or if they're doing something unethical, but if there's something that needs to be changed and fixed, I know at Strala, at the studio, there's a lot of people that are teaching there and managing there, so stuff comes up all the time, and the best way to deal with it is to actually deal with it. And I'm not a person that really likes confrontation, but I've gotten used to the feeling of making myself confront it and making myself address these situations, whether it's calling a meeting with this person, having a phone call, or having an email, or just changing things on the schedule, or just there's lots of different ways to deal with that. So if it's something where something needs to change, then you can, hopefully have the courage to find that place to change. But if not, having something that's definitely bringing you back to yourself is good. And if the meditation at work isn't helping, if you're just like so tense, you're just like, try to have a more steady practice of yoga before work, after work, and hopefully that'll take your mind off of it and bring you back to yourself, where you can be your most productive and creative and feel at peace and all that stuff. So I don't know, that sounds like a tricky one, but hopefully that helps. But always bringing yourself back to your own place of grounding and nurturing and taking care of yourself usually allows, when other confrontations and things happen and not so good things happen, it's not as pulling you in all these different directions, because you're more grounded and more centered and more chill. So less able to be kind of washing machine to toss around. I know I feel like that when I get enough sleep and when I get enough yoga and proper nutrition, foods, and all that stuff. I really feel like it doesn't matter. Nothing's really going to put me in a bummer mood. And if I'm sleep deprived, if I don't have the right foods, and if I haven't done yoga in a couple days, then I do notice there's a shift of that grounding energy isn't there, and I'm a little easier pulled in confrontational ways and things like that. So just taking care of yourself is a good thing, necessary. We all should do it. Okay, I've gone way over at 14 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm going to make another video. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for all your questions, and have a great day. Bye.